Hello everyone and welcome back. I am RPM Nexus, the gamer who loves tech, who tries to go out and find all the really cool gaming tech at a bargain price so that it won't break the bank. Well, in today's video, we're going to be looking at the Eduplink M6 Pro Bluetooth speaker. This is a speaker that a lot of you may want to get your hands on because I know Amazon sells it. I've seen it at Walmart. I've seen it all over the place. So it is a very well-known speaker, but a lot of people may not know enough about it. But anyways, as far as what we're going to be doing in this particular video, we're going to be doing a sound test using a decibel meter back there in the back, and we're going to gauge the different sounds as it gets further away from the decibel meter. And then we are also going to be doing another sound test after we do a waterproofing test. Yes, a waterproofing test. They say it is rated at IPX7, which is 3 feet to 30 minutes. We're not going to be doing the full 30 minutes. I'm actually going to do the half of that, which is going to be 15 minutes. That should be well enough to test to see if the speaker lasts through the waterproofing portion. And then also we are going to be going over the buttons so that a lot of you know what all these buttons on the front of this particular speaker will do. And then I'll also give you a few specs and here and there with a little B-roll footage of the speaker so that you guys will be happy with that. I may do a large portion of the spec rundown with the speaker during the waterproofing test, so that gives you guys something to listen to, and as well you'll be able to watch the waterproofing test going on, which that shouldn't take long. But anyways guys, let's go ahead and let's jump right into the meat of everything. Let's get into the sound test and as well as going over the buttons for you guys. Okay, as I mentioned just a second ago, we're going to be looking at the buttons on the Eduplink M6 Pros because there's a lot of people out there, believe it or not, don't really know what a lot of the buttons on most of these Bluetooth speakers are. And then as soon as we get down reviewing the buttons on the speaker, we will also start doing the sound test for the very first part of it, and which that we're going to be using the decibel meter for this portion of the sound test to judge and gauge how far does the speaker pick up when it's at 10 feet. So without further ado, let's look at the buttons on the Eduplink. The first button that you see, it is the power on button. All you have to do with that button is to hold it down, and then you should be able to power it on, and as you can tell, it just powered on with the LED lights at the top. And then you have the hang up and disconnect phone, so if you want to disconnect it from your phone to have more of a private call, you can actually use this to disconnect it from the Bluetooth speaker. The next two buttons right here, you have the volume up and the volume down. And then the final button on this particular speaker, it is the TWS button. This button will be able to pair two Eduplink speakers of the same model. You can't pair two different models because it won't work that way because there's different stuff inside of each speaker. And then at the bottom, this is the door for all your really cool charger ports and your 3.5mm auxiliary port. The ports down here that you can see, one is the USB-C type, which a lot of your speakers kind of migrate towards the micro USBs. I don't know why, because it's the new technology now. USB-C type is the way to go now. And then you also have the SD card, which you could load up a bunch of music on an SD card and be able to use that as well as your style of music. And then you also have the 3.5mm auxiliary jack where you can just hook up your phone directly to it. So now without further ado, let's jump right into the sound. Okay, we're right here at the particular decibel meter, and we're going to be moving up gradually to see how far the decibel meter can actually pick up the speaker. As you can listen, it's got a nice little tone to it already, and it's got the nice little LEDs bouncing with the theme of the music. You've seen the decibel meter in the back. It was gradually going up to around 85 decibels, which is really good. Even at this point when I was right beside the camera, it was actually going around 85 decibels, which that is a pretty good sound, and it sounded really good. The only thing that I could tell you guys about this particular speaker that you want to watch what you're doing is the fact that this is not a full 360 type of speaker where I did a review on another speaker that is full 100% 360, and you can take a look at that video right here, and that's going to be the commiss mode. But this right here, the spot right here where the buttons are, that is not full 360. A full 360 is actually with the speaker going all the way around it and the buttons being on top, but it actually bounces with the music and everything, which that is really gnarly. And then on top of that, the buttons, they're pretty self-explanatory. But anyways guys, let's jump right into the waterproof test, and then we'll redo the sound test again. The M6 Pro from Eduplink is rated at IPX7, which this means it is rated at 3 feet to 30 minutes underwater. If you go beyond the 3 feet or above the 30 minutes, you may have an issue with the speaker, but this does not include like salt water, like beaches and then pools and all that kind of stuff, because it doesn't account for the chemicals that could possibly damage the speaker over time. You have 4 different colors you can choose from. You can choose black, green, rose gold, or red. With the M6 Pro, you also get the true wireless stereo technology. It has the built-in microphone for a speakerphone to take clear conference calls or calls out loud with a wireless range of about 3 feet. The speakers also has a true wireless stereo technology that allows you to pair 2 portable Bluetooth speakers with your phone for the true dual enhanced stereo sound, which it means you need the 2 of the same speakers like the M6 Pro to be able to pair 2 of the same speakers together. It does have a long range and longer playtime. It has the Bluetooth 5.0 fast Bluetooth capability. It has a range up to 100 feet from almost any Bluetooth device. It has a 20 plus hours of playtime, which is a long time, but that is with the volume at 50% and the lights off on the speaker. You can also be able to switch between the pairing mode and as well as the auxiliary by hitting the phone call button, and then the power button. If its light is blinking once, that means the Bluetooth is pairing mode. If it doesn't, it's in the auxiliary mode. And there is a lot of cool stuff that comes with this. You also get the astonishing 360 sound to it. As you could tell a few minutes ago that I showed you that it doesn't have that true 360 because of the button bar. And then you also get a really gnarly LED light driven beat to all the songs out there that you love. And as you can tell a few minutes ago, we did the waterproofing test for up to 15 minutes, which it wasn't really up to 15 minutes. As you can tell, I kind of cut parts of that out, but I did do the 15 minutes, and I gave you the last portions of the last 5 minutes of that video, so you're able to see all the really cool stuff as it's gone through the waterproofing test. Let's jump into the sound test to see if the speaker survived the waterproofing test. And I've already got it turned on, so we're about to see if the speaker is able to truly keep up with being submerged underwater for 15 minutes. It still sounds pretty good at the low range. Now we're going to kick it up to the high range, as high as it can go, to see if the sound is still a lot clearer than what it was before when we submerged it into water for 15 minutes. The speaker, there is nothing wrong with the speaker, but that's not to say what happens over time. In about a year or two, will the speaker just flat out quit working because it was submerged in water for 15 minutes? We won't know until that time comes. But as far as the speaker, you heard it, and it's 100% still good. So as far as my opinion, what I love about this speaker, what I don't like about this speaker, the very first thing I do love about this speaker, it is the sound. The second thing I love about this speaker, it is the LEDs, and as well as the USB-C type connection. And then on top of that, it's just the sound. I mean, y'all heard it both times. Before the waterproof test and this after the waterproof test, I love the way the sound, just the LEDs alone. That is really cool that it actually bounces with the music. I don't know if y'all saw that. Let me do that a little bit more so that you guys can see the bounce with the music. See? It bounced with the music and went in rhythm with the music. That's really cool. The one thing that I do not like about the Eduplink M6 Pro is that if you go to Amazon and you look at some parts of the description, it does mention that it's 360 all the way around. So it's like the true 360, which is not a true 360 because this part of it kind of blocks the whole true 360. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video because I love all of you, and I can't wait to show you the next video, because the next video we are going to be looking at the JBL Flip 4. So I hope you are subscribed, and if not, be sure to hit the subscribe button and as well that bell notification, because after we reviewed the Flip 4 from JBL, we're going to put the Eduplink up against the JBL to see which one is better, and you will be able to get to vote. I will see you in the next video.